Good evening, I'm Camelia and you're watching KiniNews. Past President Abdul Hadi Awang was back in the limelight today with a warning for Malay voters on what could happen if they are not politically aware. Past President Abdul Hadi Awang has warned that Malaysia could be controlled by non-Muslims if Malays have low political awareness. Speaking at a forum in Kuala Lumpur last night, Hadi claimed that non-Muslim voters' turnout was higher than Muslims voters in the last general election and said that this was worrying. He said he had met former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad after the elections and claimed that Mahathir was also worried about the recent election.
Dia sangat runsing melihat pilihan raya baru-baru ini, walaupun Perikatan Nasional mencapai kemenangan, dapat undi Melayu, undi orang Islam yang paling besar. PS dapat undi bukan Islam, tetapi peratus bukan Islam yang keluar mengundi 98%. Peratus orang Melayu yang keluar mengundi 68%. Ini sangat membimbangkan.
Hadi has been sharing his low Malay turnout theory since last December. He initially claimed that Malay turnout was around 60%. His claims have been disputed by several people, including researcher Bridget Welsh, who said that Malays had the best turnout at 79%. Welsh also claimed that her research showed that only 54% of Malay voters voted for PN. Meanwhile, Hadi said Malays must appreciate the importance of voting and elections. He said some people see going on the Umrah as more important than voting, and if this is the case, we will be controlled by others in the future. He also highlighted how Muslims make up 160 members in parliament, which is more than 2/3, and said they should have been able to control parliament together, but they didn't want to unite. He gave the example of Perak and Pahang, saying that PN could have collaborated with UMNO to form the state government. However, he claimed UMNO members were worried that it would be killed by PAS. He added that the fact is that Harapan is now killing UMNO. Meanwhile, Lim Guan Eng has dismissed Hadi's claims and labeled it as a systematic sabotage campaign to undermine the coalition government. DAP National Chairperson Lim Guan Eng has responded to past President Abdul Hadi Awang over his claims that Harapan only managed to form the government by winning the non-Muslim vote. In a statement today, Lim dismissed Hadi's claims, saying that they were false and a lie. He pointed to the figure Hadi gave as evidence, which was 68% voter turnout of Muslim voters, compared with the 98% turnout of non-Muslim voters, and said that the actual overall turnout for the election was 74%. Lim also highlighted researcher Bridget Welsh as contradicting Hadi by stating that Malays had the best voter turnout amongst all races at 79% during GE15. Lim added that Hadi had lied again by stating that the unity government is a non-Muslim government. He said out of the 148 MPs supporting the unity government, more than half or 77 are Muslim MPs. With this, he said there are more Muslim MPs in the unity government than in Perikatan Nasional. He added that Malaysia belongs to all citizens, including non-Muslims. Lim said it was wrong for Hadi to continue to exclude non-Muslims, and it also opposes the royal command of the king to respect diversity and tolerance in our multiracial society. Lim was responding to Hadi's remarks at a forum in Kuala Lumpur last night. Hadi had shared his low Malay turnout theory and warned that Malaysia could be controlled by non-Muslims if Malays have low political awareness. Despite legal threats, Azmin Ali has stood firm on Perikatan Nasional's position that corruption allegations surrounding the Jana Wibawa program are a government conspiracy against the coalition. PN Information Chief Muhammad Azmin Ali has questioned why only Bersatu leaders were targeted for investigation and prosecution for the Jana Wibawa program. In a statement, he said the program continued under the premiership of UMNO's Ismail Sabri Yaakob and reiterated the coalition's position that corruption allegations surrounding the program are a government conspiracy against them. Among others, Azmin pointed out that the charges against former Bersatu Information Chief Wan Saiful Wan Jan were for offences allegedly committed in April 2022 for one charge and between July 2022 and September 2022 for another charge. He said the timing of the alleged offences was not during the PN government's time, as Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin already resigned as Prime Minister on August 16, 2021. Azmin claimed this is proof the federal government led by Pakatan Harapan and BN are using government institutions in a clumsy attempt at political persecution to undermine PN's credibility in the coming 6 state elections. Azmin's statement was made in response to a legal letter from BN, which demanded Muhyiddin and Azmin publicly apologize for defamation and pay compensation over claims they made. Azmin said the allegations were based on facts already stated in a police report made by Bersatu's youth wing on February 15th. He added that even before the charges were pressed against Wan Saiful and Adam Radlan, BN and Harapan leaders were already making statements about that eventuality. Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man has taken a swipe at Anwar and compared him to a myna bird. This was over the cancellation of contracts for 6 flood mitigation projects under the previous government. Past lawmakers have likened Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to a myna, a bird known to mimic human speech. They said this in response to Anwar's decision to cancel the contracts for 6 flood mitigation projects under the previous government. Past Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man agreed with Hulu Terengganu MP Rosul Wahid when he interjected to compare Anwar to the bird.
Kemakrian bahawa apa yang dicakapkan oleh Tambun itu mungkin tak faham apa yang dicakapkan ataupun dia tak tahu apa yang diperkatakan, macam burung tiung bercakap. Setuju atau tidak? Terima kasih.
Burung tiung tu saya setuju. Sebab dia pun tak faham apa yang dia cakap. Dan saya fikir bahawa kita perlu Dewan pendapat penjelasan yang jelas tentang isu ini.
Earlier, Tuan Ibrahim had questioned how the projects could be cancelled before they had even begun. He said that some of the projects have no acceptance letters and no contractors have been appointed to the projects, while others were still at the negotiation stage. Tuan Ibrahim added that instead of saving funds, as the government claims, the postponement of the projects will only lead to more losses as costs will go up every time the project is set back. The Ismail Sabri Yaakob government previously allocated 15 billion ringgit for its flood mitigation plans up to 2030 as part of its long-term strategy to adapt to climate change. After the change in government, Anwar in December halted 7 billion ringgit worth of flood mitigation projects, which were supposedly approved via direct tender. In the retabling of Budget 2023 last Friday, Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said the 6 flood mitigation projects will be retendered by this June. TikTok Malaysia has responded to claims that their platform was influenced by a political leader among their staff. The company denied the claims and said they have safeguards in place to prevent such an occurrence. TikTok Malaysia has denied allegations that a former employee who served as a content moderator promoted certain parties on the platform to further their own agenda. This came after a TikTok creator claimed that an information chief at a Selangor PAS division works at TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, including a stint at its content moderation team. The creator also claimed that TikTok has manual controls for determining which videos would go viral. In a statement, TikTok Malaysia assured that it has safeguards in place to prevent such an occurrence. Its public policy head Hafizin Tajuddin said the platform's content moderators do not have any access to content promotional tools. Hafizin added that they have a quality assurance system in place to ensure that the political or personal opinions of employees do not affect their work quality and ethics, including when performing content moderation tasks. He said TikTok's content moderation decisions are based on a set of clearly defined community guidelines and have layers of checks and balances, including quality assurance and third-party fact-checkers to uphold safety and ensure fairness in moderation. Hafizin acknowledged that TikTok does promote a small fraction of videos to diversify the experience of its users and to introduce celebrities and emerging creators to the community. However, he stressed that it does not allow political advertising on the platform. This was reinforced by changes to its policies regarding government, politicians, and political party accounts in September last year. TikTok has been under increased government scrutiny in Malaysia since the last general election. A week after GE15, there was an increase in provocative content which touched on race and religion, with some of them being paid for.
Talks of cooperation between BN and Harapan in the upcoming 6 state elections has left a Bersatu leader wondering if UMNO supporters will vote for DAP.
Tasik Gelugor MP Wan Saiful Wanjan said he cannot imagine how UMNO supporters will vote for DAP in the upcoming state elections. He said this on a talk show by Sinar Harian yesterday. Wan Saiful was speaking on the cooperation between Harapan and BN in the state polls. He said this would be the first time he did not know how DAP supporters will vote for UMNO and how UMNO supporters will vote for DAP. He added that Amanah and PKR members will also be campaigning for UMNO, MCA, and MIC, and this is truly history. At the same time, Wan Saiful said he hopes Harapan and BN supporters who are dissatisfied with the current government's performance will give their support to Perikatan Nasional in the polls. He said studies have shown that so far, the performance of the government of the day is not so encouraging. He claimed the people have little faith in the ability of the current administration in governing the country, especially in facing the increasing economic challenges. According to Wan Saiful, this will affect the performance of Harapan and BN in the state.
Putrajaya has been urged to extend the anti-hopping law to Sabah in order to preserve political stability.
Warisan President Shafi Abdal has called on the government to extend the anti-hopping law to Sabah. During his speech debating Budget 2023 in the Dewan Rakyat today, he said it was needed in order to preserve political stability. Shafi also called for the anti-hopping law to be refined and improved. According to Shafi, the act could be improved in order to make it better. He pointed out how individuals cannot jump parties, but parties can still jump allegiances, and said that this needs to be refined. Shafi pointed to his own party's situation in Sabah, which previously had 23 assembly persons. That number has since gone down to 15, he said, due to elected representatives jumping parties. Though the Dewan Rakyat passed on amendment to the federal constitution to prevent lawmakers from switching parties, Sabah has yet to enact any anti-party hopping legislation. UPCO President Ewan Benedict previously proposed an anti-hopping bill to be tabled at the Sabah State Assembly sitting in March this year, also citing the need for political stability.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.